Hello, thank you for joining me. I have come back to the fuchsia, to quote a film title, in fact, a stage show as well. If you ever get the opportunity to go to the stage show, it's brilliant. It was on in Manchester just before COVID hit, and I went to see it. It was wonderful. But it takes me back because, as I mentioned before, my dad always used to say, I'm looking into the future. But it takes me back because those little flowers, they look like ballet dancers. And that was something that I used to do a lot when I was younger. But what about the future? What about the here and now? Are you the best version of yourself? Or are you the best version of yourself that you can be at the present? Is there a difference? What do you think you would need to change, to adjust? What would you want to cut out? Maybe habits that annoy you and probably others. Maybe areas that you would like to develop your personality and your skills. There's a whole lot of self-development that you could take into consideration. And I wonder how many of you, when I said what you would like to increase, said money. Yes, okay, we all need, unless we live in a place that we work on barter system. And I have to say, I have used bartering when people haven't been able to afford counselling. We've swapped some gardening, a bit of DIY for counselling. I'm perfectly happy with that, and they were too. But generally, we need the old money, the sponduli, to get us by. But then going back to psychology courses, and there have been many of those, we used to always consider a thing called Maslow's triangle, Maslow's pyramid, or Maslow's hierarchy of need. And it's basically, I like to think of it as a pyramid rather than just a 2D triangle. And it's divided into 5 or 6, though people have done some subdividing over the years. Different layers. And at the base are the psychological needs, food, water, warmth or cooling, and an ability to rest. For a lot of us, those are things that we take for granted. But for far too many, they're not a given. They are still struggling to get a foot on that base of the pyramid. Next level is security and safety. I'm sorry, I keep looking around. There are a couple of bees buzzing around and I'm keeping an eye on them. Security and safety. Essential. Essential that you feel safe and secure in your own home. But also, do you feel safe and secure when you're walking out and about? And I have to say that I have had some doubts about that with the recent happenings in my country. Yeah, people. Mm. But the next layer up If you've got your physiological needs, your food, water, etc., and you've got your safety, security needs, the next level moves on to belonging and love needs. I have a feeling that this will be a stumbling block for quite a lot of people because it involves relationships. And we all know that relationships can be hit and miss. They can cause pleasure, they can cause heartache. And friends as well. And very often, as the saying goes, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. For many, our friends are our main support in that level. We then move on to esteem needs, feelings of achievement, accomplishment, respect even, all helping to give us a positive self-esteem. And that is important, that we respect ourselves, which is something that I've talked about quite a bit. The next layer is what they call self-actualization. And this includes things like creativity and achieving your full potential. So you need to consider, have you got all of those layers beneath? Are they strong, giving you that ability to move onwards and upwards? Because they're essential. It's like that old building a house on sand. Not a good idea. Whereas building on a good foundation, you stand a better chance of moving onwards and upwards. And the very peak of the triangle is transcendency. I think that's right. I can never pronounce it. Transcendency. Yeah. This is acquired by very few people like Mother Teresa, or people who give selflessly, people who care for others selflessly, will give away everything that they have to help others. So there are very few people like that around, especially this day and age. So have a think. What can you do? Have you got those strong foundations? Do you need to do some work on that? Or what about self-improvement, self-development? Good time. Getting good way through this season, our summer. Start planning for winter. Or if you're just heading into summer, what can I do when I can get out and about? Good time to make some plans. Think ahead. But think back to where you have come, how much you've achieved, those roots of yours. They are important too, and don't lose sight of them. Not just you personally, but familial roots, parents, grandparents, what you gained from them, maybe what you didn't gain from them, but you've fought against nonetheless. A lot of considerations, but considerations well worth making. So as I am being dazzled by this sunshine, I shall leave the future and come back to the here and now and say thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.